Okay. I'm gonna try not to be too close to the camera. I'm just gonna give it about another minute. I'm gonna timestamp the live once it streams, so that way whomever couldn't make it to the live will be able to. Hi Stella, hi Alias. Okay. Welcome guys, welcome to our weekly check-in. Hi Gil. So good to be here with you guys. No, she didn't. She didn't show me your new look, Gil. Hi, Jennifer. Guys, welcome. Welcome. People, I guess we'll start pouring in. People will start pouring in. So in the meantime, welcome to Intuitive Vibes, Narc Survival 101. I'm not going to drop the Intuitive Vibes, but I am going to change my channel to Narc Survival 101. Okay, so it's still gonna be, thank you, it's still gonna be part of Intuitive Vibes. I just wanted to kind of shorten the name a bit, make it easier. But awesome, Stella, awesome, thank you. I'm gonna shorten the name a little bit just because it makes it easier to locate, and it's just a lot easier to say welcome to Narc Survival 101, so I'm going to just shorten the name. I'm not changing anything else. I'm not going to completely remove Intuitive Vibes from the brand of the channel, of the platforms. But, either way, you guys, you all know how to find me. You know where to find me. So just a few things before we get started, because I had a few things that I definitely wanted to talk about today. One, guys, I have if you're interested in the Zoom group meetings, the support meetings, I have the calendar and the schedule for the month of March. So if you are interested in joining any of the group Zoom meetings, and for people who are, catching the live on the stream, or anyone who decides to join in on the chat, anyone new, anyone who catches the stream, I still have some openings. So if you're interested in doing a group Zoom meeting in the month of March, just please email me at narcsurvival101@gmail.com, and I'll send you the schedule, and you can let me know what is best for you, your availability. All right. The one-on-one chats, the one-on-one sessions, they are booked. They are currently booked. I'm trying to see if I can make it a little bit more frequent for the upcoming months, but for the month of March, I am currently booked on that. But the Zoom group meetings, okay, which is where, a bunch of us just get together, we sit and we talk, we chat, we relate, we vent, we do all of that stuff. Okay, those are still open. Those have spots. So if you're interested in doing it, you can email me. Excuse me, already getting started. You can email me and I'll send you the schedule. Okay. Let me see. So guys, I was on TikTok on Wednesday, right? I was on TikTok on Wednesday, and it was a really, really good live. And one of the things that we discussed was reactive abuse. And the reason I also wanted to discuss it on here is because I know that, some people who are on TikTok are not, necessarily on YouTube, and vice versa. So I think it's important that I kind of share some of the things that we have spoken about on the other platform as well. But I did want to talk about reactive abuse because To me, well, like I always say, the name in itself, like the title itself, reactive abuse, is very like contradictory if you really think about it. But it's often used and correlated when it boils down to, domestically abusive relationships and narcissistically abusive relationships. Hi, Cicely. Hi, sweetheart. Narcissistically abusive relationships, toxic relationships. And, reactive abuse is pretty much classified as when you are reacting abusively towards someone who is abusing you. Okay. So my my way of putting it is it's you being human and getting fed up, and you just kind of lash out, you lash back, you just kind of, for lack of a better word, you kind of snap. And reactive abuse is pretty much your reaction towards the abuser and their abusive methods. Okay. It's where you pretty much just kind of you dish to them what it is they dish to you. And it's very common in narcissistically abusive relationships, domestically abusive relationships, and again, toxic relationships. It's very common because at some point, your blood just begins to boil and you just, you kind of just lash out. A lot of the time, when victims commit reactive abuse, we're just going to keep it at that for now. When they, act upon the abusive behaviors, it's it's kind of a narcissist way to push the victim into that, they push them into that defense mode, because at that point the victim feels like they have to defend themselves, because when you have someone, if you're in a relationship with them and they are consistently, whether it be physically abusing you, emotionally abusing you, or psychologically abusing you, when they're constantly pushing that on you, at some point you're going to react to that. You're going to, pretty much just blow up. And it's not uncommon for a narcissist to use that against the victim. Okay. So if they know that they are doing things that are, hurtful to you, that are pretty much putting you in a bad spot, they know that they're doing these things. When you basically react in a not so nice way, they're kind of taken aback with audacity, because it's kind of like, how dare you not accept my abuse, and how dare you stand up to me? Stella says the narc did this to me in the car. He was poking at me to the point I was gonna get out, call a cousin to pick me up. We were and he was away from home. Yeah, you know what it is? They do all sorts of things to push your buttons, right? Because narcissists, they tend to push, like I always tell you guys, they push the envelope. They really push the envelope, and they try to see how far they can take it with you. They'll try to see how far they can go with it before you actually respond or react. And when you react in a way that is kind of like mirroring their behaviors, you're pretty much giving it back to them. They will again use that as an opportunity to flip it and make you out to be the abuser. And as I was discussing in the TikTok live, I was explaining to them that if you ever notice how they would do underhanded things, and it's very, a lot of the covert narcs, they do underhanded things, especially in front of people, to gain a reaction out of you. Now, when you're in these settings, okay, you got to remember something, because some people can, they'll look at you like you're crazy. Oh my gosh, how can this person just act out this way? What they don't realize, what they don't know is this is from stuff that had been building up over time. Okay, it had been building up over time. So while you are you connected to the Wi-Fi? You're talking. Oh, I am connected. Give me 1 second, guys. Just type in, just give me 1 second. It's making you choppy like you're a robot. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. I guess my connection is just acting up. But yeah, where did they get? Up to what point did you hear on there? All right. I'll go back to it. So, as I was saying, reactive abuse, guys. When they do underhanded things, right? For example, you guys are in, you're in a gathering, or you're in public, or what have you, and they're doing things underhandedly. They are like, maybe they're cracking jokes, and you can feel the sting within their jokes because they're masking it. They're insulting you, but they're masking it with, I'm joking around, we're just having fun, you're being too overly sensitive, you're being too critical, you need to relax, and things to that effect. What they're doing is, they know what they're doing. They're pretty much insulting you while, passive aggressively posing as that these are jokes. At some point, if you just get up and you snap and you get pissed off because, you don't appreciate the jokes, you don't appreciate them treating you that way, especially if you're in public, especially when you're around people, and people see you snap, people see you become reactive. Okay. Now, these people are not around you 24/7, and they're not in your relationship. They're not sitting there seeing everything that's going on in your relationship. They see you react at this particular moment. They don't understand that your reaction is not just based on this moment. It's based on other moments, other times, and the slow, steady buildup of just being fed up, because even though you are bonded to this person and you stayed in the relationship with this person, there's still that other side of you that is like, yo, what is going on? Why is this person being this way? And it's frustrating you and it's angering you. And of course, if you become reactive at that precise moment, people are going to see your reaction, which gives the narcissist ammo. Okay. And it gives them the initiative to portray in front of people. You see, this person has a temper. This person is aggressive. This person is volatile. And mind you, they're posing for these people. Well, but I'm just cracking jokes. I'm just joking around. We're having a good time. And look at how they're overreacting. Look at how they're being with me. And look at how they're, embarrassing me or trying to embarrass me. When these people don't realize that you've been going through these motions, you have been going through this nonsense with your narcissistic partner or family member for a longer period of time. This was just that point in time where you just reacted on it. You just said, something, you got fed up, and boom, you just blew up. Reactive abuse is pretty much, like I said, it's your response. It's your reaction towards the abusive behaviors by the manipulator, by the narcissist, by the person who has just been abusive towards you. Okay. And this is primarily why a lot of victims get confused, and they wonder if they're in fact the narcissist because of that blow up, because of the reaction. Okay. Because now, after you've reacted in a very volatile way, because it happens, right? It happens to us. After you've reacted in a volatile way, the narcissist is going to pretty much now flip it around and accuse you of being abusive, accuse you of being narcissistic, of being a narcissist. And you know what? And I want you guys to understand something too, because it's not just with reactive abuse, it's with the nature of your relationship. A lot of the time, and I've had this question quite a few times, when they say, well, how, victims say, well, how do I know I'm not the narcissist? Because I've spent so much time with this person, and this person accused me of being a narcissist. And the reason they do that is because they know that their behaviors are destructive to you. They know that it's detrimental to you. But clearly, they're not going to take accountability for those behaviors. So what they're going to do is, when you are making requests, or you're making, making things known, or you're pointing things out to them, or you are pointing out flaws in the whole system that was once called your relationship, you are appearing to be demanding. You're appearing to be controlling. You are appearing to be the type of person that wants to, isolate them all for yourself. Keep them all for yourself. You don't want them to have a life. You don't want them to be, free and just, do what it is they want to do, because of the fact that you have trust issues. You don't trust them. So, you understand what I'm saying? They use a lot of the things that you point out, a lot of the things that you say in your relationship. They basically use all of that against you, and they try to, again, flip it as to where you are the one who's the narcissist and they're the innocent victim. Cicely, I remember one time I got a haircut and she used to compliment me, but out of nowhere she said, why you cut your hair? Why you cut your hair like that? Cut it like this next time, just to make me feel bad. You know, and Cicely, we're not new to this when I told you that a lot of the time they're going to say things, they're going to do things that's going to undermine your confidence. Okay, it's going to undermine your confidence. So you could have walked out of the barbershop feeling great, feeling like I got a fresh cut, I look good, I feel good, and so forth and so on. And they're going to say something, or because listen, they don't want you to feel good about yourself, because your level of confidence, if you have confidence, if you have self-esteem, okay, then that means that you feel good about yourself and you know your value, you know your worth. They don't want you to feel that. They don't want you to know that, because they want to conform you to whatever it is they want you to be, the position they want you to play, where they want you to stay. That's what they do. I remember one time, and this was with my ex, and when we started dating, you know, at some point he started to let his hair grow out. And I had become so accustomed to it. And I had become, I liked it. Like I really, really liked it. And I liked the fact that he kept, a certain length to his hair. And it may sound silly. It may sound silly, but I was, when the time came, he didn't even tell me what he was gonna do. He just went and did it. But the time came and he cut his hair off. He just cut it all off completely, almost just so short it was damn near shaved. And I got emotional. I can't explain why. I really can't explain why. But I got emotional. I was like, wow, because I really grew attached to it. I grew attached to it. But I didn't say, oh my God, you look horrible, or, you look bad or anything. I did not once insult him or decrease his value in that entire situation. But I did get a little emotional because I had some kind of attachment to it. Like I said, it sounds silly, but I did. And he got mad at me for feeling some kind of way, especially when you have emotions that you don't know why you're feeling them. You don't know why, you had such an attachment. But he got so mad to the point that he was like, you know what? I'll talk to you later. Like, he got frustrated and aggravated and literally hung up the phone and ended the entire conversation just because I was having a little bit of an emotional moment. And hold on one second. Yeah, Cicely. It's really not about you. It's about them. It's about you having, like I said, you having confidence, you having high self-esteem, you basically feeling good about yourself. That's a no-no for them. Okay. Who are you to have self-esteem, period? Who are you to have confidence? Who are you looking good for? Who are you getting dressed for? Who are you, getting styled up for? Because if you do something and it doesn't involve them, they're automatically going to think to themselves, well, you're doing this for someone else. Never mind the fact that you were doing it for you, but you're doing it for someone else. That's the mentality. Everything is about, if you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to look good, if you want to, dress nice or what have you, it's not about you. It's there has to be something behind this, a reason behind this. You're doing this because it's for someone else. And that's because they're projecting onto you, by the way, when they do that. Okay. They're projecting onto you. And that's simply because that's something they would do. That's something they would do. They would do things because they're trying to impress other people. You can be the kind of person that doesn't look to impress anyone. You don't care to impress anyone as long as you feel good. But they're the kind of people that they do these things because they look for the compliments. They are looking to impress other people so other people will notice them. So other people, they will grab the attention of other people. So they'll project that same behavior. They'll project that onto you. Their perception should be your perception. That's their mentality. How I perceive things, you should perceive it the same way. That's the whole point of gaslighting. When they're gaslighting you, they're trying to alter your reality. They're altering your reality for you to perceive things the way they do. So when you come into, you're coming into a discussion with them and you're trying to bring a point across to them and you're trying to, you have valid points and valid reasons, they're basically going to flip the script so you can see it how they see it, which is why when they gaslight you, you end up questioning yourself. By the end of that whole entire ordeal, you end up questioning your reality. You end up questioning, okay, maybe it wasn't like this and it was like that. And that's because they're pretty much brainwashing you. They brainwash you to see it from their point of view. Everyone has to see it from their point of view. For them to try to see it based on your point of view, honestly speaking, and they really don't even do that. They don't do that. But for them to see it from your point of view, I think, this is my opinion, given certain circumstances, they will pretend to see it from your point of view. If the circumstance is dire, if it requires, because if it means losing your supply and they can't risk losing it, at least not at that moment, what they're going to do is they're going to pretend that they understand where you're coming from. They're going to pretend that they see what it is that you mean. And that's only for that split second because they need you to cooperate with them. So they will, listen, these people are not new to faking the funk. They're not new to faking emotions and faking interest in you genuinely. They're not new to these things. They know how to pretty much swerve around. The one thing I try to explain to people, because a lot of people ask, why is that? Why is it? Why this? Why that? Why? You're not the first one they've done it to. You're not the first one they've done it to. And they've managed to get better at it over time because a lot of people who have been in narcissistically abusive relationships, it's like I said before, they feel so much shame when they are discarded from those relationships. They don't really talk about it. They don't go out there and create awareness and really expose the situation for what it is. A lot of the time people are just like, okay, this was just a really messed up relationship and it really messed me up in the head. It really screwed me up. They suppress it because they just don't want to think about it anymore. They basically lose touch with reality. So anything associated with that person that they were dealing with, they try to just completely block it out. They try to block it out. They try to have nothing to do with it. And a lot of the time not pretend, but act like it didn't happen because they just want to get over it. They want to just get it over and done with and just move on. These people, they rely on that. They rely on your silence. They rely on you basically staying quiet, not discussing things, not exposing the truth, not saying anything about anything. And because of the fact that a lot of victims do that, they don't speak on it. They don't move forward with it. They get away with it and they manage to create more victims. They create more victims. You guys were not the first. You guys were not the first. I'm sure there were plenty of others who have gone through it before you. Okay? And their level of expertise on how to manipulate people was primarily due to enabling behaviors, passive aggressiveness, and silence. Enabling behaviors, passive aggressiveness, and silence. That's it. And because nobody speaks on it, nobody says a word about it, nobody has in their mind the courage to actually step up and really expose it for what it truly is, these people get away with it. They get away with it. They get away with the smear campaigns. They get away with the bullying. They get away with the flying monkeys. They get away with everything. And it's simply because a lot of people don't speak on the abuse. They don't talk about it. They don't expose it for what it is. They don't get the truth out there. And a lot of the time victims are, they're dissuaded in a way. They're pretty much like, no, this person already went out there and smeared my name. This person already went out there and told these people that this is what I did and this is what went down. Who's going to believe me? Listen, first and foremost, the people they smear your name to, the people they talk crap to about you, the people that they have, fed stories and lines and gossiped or whatever, these are all people that are primarily and mostly affiliated with them. Okay? These were their friends. These were their family members. These were their followers. These were all these people. These were all these people that were primarily on their side. And these were people who have been on their side long before you came in the picture. So at the end of the day, if they're sitting there talking crap about you, who are these people? Who are these people? What importance, what relevance do these people have? None. They have no relevance. They have no importance. They could talk all the crap they want. They can sit there and talk until they're bleeding out their buttholes. It doesn't matter. They have no relevance in your situation, in your story, in your survivorship, none whatsoever. And if they go to people on your side, if they say, well, Joe was abusive towards me and Joe was like this and Joe was doing that or whatever, the people who know you and know what you're capable of, the people who actually know that you're a kind, loving, caring, empathetic person, that you wouldn't even hurt a fly, will totally dismiss that. Like, yo, I know you're bullshitting because I know this person. And this person would not do that. I've seen this person in relationships. I've seen them personally, how they handle situations, and that person would not do that. And if that person, and I'll do you one better, because I'm going to tell you something, guys, there's no excuse for their abusive behaviors. There's no excuse whatsoever. But people who know me, if I am a total B with someone, if I am a total nasty person, that I'm talking nasty to them and I'm really throwing the hammer down on them, people who know me know that there's a reason for that. They know there's a reason for it. Erica will not do something like this unless you did something to push her, because I know Erica. I know Erica. So for someone who knows me to say, I'm a giving person, okay, I'll give you the shirt off my back. I will be completely and totally, transparent with you. I'm a humble individual. I would not hurt a fly unless I absolutely had to. But if you know all of these things about me and someone is getting the nasty side of me, they're getting a real nasty side of me, it's because that someone did something to deserve that. They did something, they said something to deserve it. But I would not purposely bully someone, treat them crappy, treat them like trash. I would never, ever do something like that to someone if they did not ask for it. If they did not ask for it. I always tell people, guys, I'm a sweetheart. You guys already know me. A lot of you know me. I'm a sweetheart. Okay, so if you see me or hear me being really raw dog with someone, that I'm nasty with them, that's because they deserved it. They deserved every single bit of it. And God gave me the opportunity to express that. Hi, Queen. Hi, Butch. Hi, Rose. Let me just make sure. Thank you, Butch. Everyone is well. Everyone is well. Thank you. Thankfully, thanking God. Oh, yeah, Cicely. And it's not just the Spanish that comes out. I can be, let me tell you something. Okay. I fear God. I love God. That's just me. That's who I am. And at the end of the day, it takes a lot to get me angry. It really does, especially coming from a background of codependency, because codependent people spend so much time. Hi, Angela. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. No worries, Angela. No worries. It takes a lot to bring that out of me. So when someone gets a nasty side of me, we all have a nasty side, guys, and we can admit that right now. Let's admit that right now, okay? We all have that alternate side of ourselves that can be very, I want to use the right word for it. It could be very volatile. It could be very rude. It could be very crude. Okay, and I'm a strong believer that we have that side, because that side is what protects us. It's because we're such good people. We need that side to protect us. We need to let people know. Listen, I'll let you talk your shit, but understand I'm not gonna take your shit. And if anyone, and I mean anyone, was to ever see me get really like give a real stern, I mean, we're talking, my mouth can get very reckless. My mouth can get extremely reckless, okay? And I don't have to yell. That's how bad it is. Okay? I have a tongue of steel. It can get extremely reckless. And usually I walk away from situations. I walk away from situations that I know is going to get me in trouble. But if need be, if the time calls for it, I can seriously, the tongue has the power to cause life and cause death, okay? So at the end of the day, when you get to that point, and that's the thing that people don't understand, you, especially people who've been through enough bull, like you've been through cycle after cycle after cycle, maybe with the same person or maybe with different people. You have been through so many different cycles, okay? And even if the day ever came that you've been through different cycles with the same person, and the same person tried to run the same nonsense, the same excuses, the same hoovering tactics, after a while, you're like, yo, you flip on them. And then what happens when you flip on them? You find them online talking all kinds of mess. They're putting up all kinds of posts, because why? Because you gave them a piece of your mind. You said what you had to say. You had, and it was warranted. It was warranted. But of course, because you are standing up for yourself, you standing up for yourself is abusive towards them. Can you believe that? You standing up for yourself is abusive towards them. And they look at you with such audacity. How dare you? How dare you speak your mind and speak the truth at that? How dare you do those things? And let me explain something to you guys. You know, because I don't really think people understand the difference. Well, not you guys, but just, in general, there are a lot of people who need to understand the difference between a smear campaign and a testimony. Okay. And I've done this little, I thought I did a little video with regards to it, but it does bear repeating, because I think one of the reasons why a lot of victims don't speak on it is because it's kind of like that misconception of, I'm speaking on what happened, I'm speaking, pertaining to my life, my relationship, and they get worried that it'll be, misconstrued or taken as a smear campaign, or taken as gossip, or taken, no. Let me explain something. You you speaking your truth, you speaking with regards to what transpired in your relationship with the individual or in your family, what have you, you speaking on this is giving a testimony. You're stating events that have occurred. You're speaking on things that have happened in your relationship, in your family dynamic. You're speaking the truth about what happened. That is a testimony, okay? That is an account of events that transpired. A smear campaign, okay, is pretty much using fabrications, falsities, lies, okay? Anything to gain the attention and sympathy of other people, gain gain allies or what have you with using false information. It's defaming someone's character. It is pretty much saying lies to defame someone's general character. That is what a smear campaign is. So if clearly it happened, this person was gaslighting me. That took place, that transpired, that is the truth. If the other person is saying, this person gaslit me and abused me, if that did not happen, that was not the case, that is smearing. That is smearing someone's name, okay? And a lot of the time, when victims try to speak on it, when victims try to open their mouths, when they try to, get help, or when they try to express what happened, listen, I learned better. I learned better than to even think, because after I went to one person, and I learned that one person who happened to be a very close, that was supposed to be the person that had his back, okay, his family. I learned that person was a hypocrite. So the mere fact of me going to that person and telling them about this individual and what this individual, they already knew. But of course, they were going to side with him. If I had gone to any of his friends, if I had gone to any other people, they were already on his side, because I'm pretty sure he had told other people a different side, a different version of what actually transpired between us. My better question would be, do I give a damn what they think? I really don't. But it doesn't stop me, because I don't know if these people have smeared me. I don't know if the people who surround him, or the people who he may have spoken with regards to the situation, I don't know if they smear my name. When people ask me questions with regards to, how did you handle a smear campaign? I don't even know if there is one. Could there have been one? Possibly. But I'm pretty sure that the smear campaign that would have been created with regards to me was more so subliminal. So it probably would have been like subliminal posts, or anything that is kind of indicative but not necessarily direct, because they already know I don't play that. You're not. One thing I've always tell people: do not throw stones when you live in a glass house yourself, because I throw bricks. I don't throw stones. Okay, I do damage, straight up, and I damage with the truth. I don't need to damage with lies. So when it comes down to a smear campaign, I don't have much familiarity with that, in the sense of I've been through a smear campaign, because I haven't. Then again, I blocked everyone, and I don't go looking for things. I don't go looking for anything. So, if they are smearing my name, listen, that's fan behavior for me. That's the way I see it. If they want to smear your name and they want to constantly talk about, the things that you did to them, when the fact of the matter is that wasn't the case, they're just showing that they're still, they're feeling some type of way about you, especially considering the fact that you chose not to bother with them anymore. Yeah, Cicely. They don't want you holding them accountable for anything. They want you to get over it. They want you to just move on from it. It happened. We can't change the past. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? The only thing we can do is move forward from this point on. And they may even try to convince you, listen, I can't change the past, but I want to, have a clean slate and we can move forward from this, from this moment forward. And that will be that. They may give you a fake apology. They may promise you the world. They may tell you things will change. They may do all of these things. But the fact of the matter is that they had the conscious mind to proceed in doing what it was that they did prior to all of this nonsense. Trust and believe. If they've done it once, they're capable of doing it again. People don't change overnight, okay? People do not change overnight. If someone comes to you after putting you through all of that ordeal and giving you, just giving you the entire run of the discard to the point where you actually questioned your own value and you questioned yourself as an individual and your own sanity. They come to you, given a little bit of time. Oh, listen, things are different now. It's changed. That's bullshit. And I'll be the first one to tell you that is bull. First of all, someone who is diagnosed with NPD, no. Especially if it's been in their system for years, no. You're not coming to me 6 months later talking about, I'm a changed person. I'm a changed person. I'm born again. What did they baptize you in? In hot sauce? Beer? Alcohol? Drugs? Any other kind of vices that you guys or girls or, I say guys because it's just generalizing. So, but I'll keep it that way. What when they come to you trying to basically tell you, well, I've changed my ways and things have changed and I've seen the light and so forth. Let me tell you something, okay? The only way someone can actually see, become truly, truly humbled is if they've actually gone through the most drastic, the most painstaking. I mean, it has to be something to the point where they are stripped and they are completely like you can see through them. They're so damn transparent. It's not going to happen for them, man. It's really not going to happen for them because their perception of pain, their perception of, being in depression and, enduring the hardships of life and, going through their perception of what it is that you had gone through in their eyes, for them to feel the way you're feeling or the way you felt, they have to go through something that was basically cataclysmic towards whatever their superficial needs were. If you were dealing with someone who's completely materialistic and they're completely about, the things of this world, that they're just like, they're all about money, they're all about status, they're all about, having the best things in the world and being on top of everything and being above everyone else. If they were to lose all of that, that would probably be synonymous. Like, I mean, that the deep rooted depression into narcissistic collapse, for them, that is synonymous to the pain that you have endured after a discard. And that's sad to have to say it that way. It's sad because they have to lose everything. Because listen, guys, we all know how God works, right? I give it, I can take it. We know that. And truly humble people, truly, God-fearing people, empathetic people, caring people, we are not worried about stuff like that. We're not worried about things like that. Because if you put all your focus on what it is you can get out of this world, you can end up getting nothing. But if you actually understand that, I'm the kind of person that I am okay sitting here waiting for, waiting for my blessings and waiting to earn what is rightfully mine, as opposed to I have to manipulate people or manipulate situations or, make people feel some kind of way just to get what I want. And for them to actually, come back to you after all of that, and they're coming to you feeling humble, feeling sorry, feeling regretful, feeling remorse. And I have to do it like this because that's exactly what it is. Feeling these things, it's because of the pain and because of the things that they have endured, not you, not what you went through. It's because of what they went through. That they feel like they may have no other choice but to come back and try to get back in your good graces. Hold on a second. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I definitely, when I see situations, I see a lot of different people. A lot of different people send me emails, they send me messages, they ask me, they comment a lot on my other videos, and even on TikTok, I get a lot of different people who respond, and they want to know, like, I know there are people who want to see these people pay. They want to see these people feel, reap their karma and feel the way they felt. And truthfully, listen, your supply, and it doesn't matter how long you were with them, your supply, your level of emotions, your level of, you know, just fulfillment, that was prime. That was grade A type supply. It wasn't just some little, you weren't just like a little one night stand or a meaningless type of, it was the level of what it was that you were providing for them, the sort resources you were providing for them. Okay. And even, these people are pretty much, I'm not even going to insult people who have ADD, but these people are pretty much, they're overlappers. They're the kind of people that, when they get involved with you in the relationship, when it becomes too much work, when you start to see certain things that you're asking questions, when you are starting to recognize certain behaviors and you're bringing certain things to their attention, or you are starting to complain about certain things, or you're starting to, once it becomes too much work for them, once it becomes, no, it's no longer fun for them. It's no longer fun. This is no longer exciting for me. This is no longer fun for me. What do? They still hold on to you until they can find another resource. And it doesn't have to just be, another relationship, guys. They can find someone who's willing to just be a friends with benefits with them. They can find someone who's, because something, a lot of people, this is why, like, well, I can't speak for the men, but when you have a lot of like females that are willing to be side chicks, right? They're willing to be side chicks. Why are people willing to be side pieces? Because they get a lot of the benefits without having to have the actual commitment. Okay, they get the benefits without actually having to commit, which means that they can do what they want with the person who's involved and do what they want with other people. So maybe they're getting something out of this person, whether it be, it could be financially, it could be sexually, it could be whatever, and they can get other things from other people. Narcissists, especially female narcissists, they listen. Okay, and I know a lot of you have been in relationships with them, but yeah, they have no issues being the side pieces in other people's relationships. Okay, they are not, it's not a problem for them. I get to sleep with your person. I get to have, your person takes me out for dinner. Your person buys me things. They do all of these things, and I don't have to commit. I don't have to be in a relationship with them, which means that I can get supply not only from your person, but from other people too. This is why it's a lot of women. You got narcissistic females. Y'all need to cut them off, man. I'm serious. Cut them off, because they will sleep with your boyfriend. They will sleep, and fellas, the same for you. They will sleep. They could sleep with someone that you know. They can sleep with other people on the side, and it's because they're getting the benefits. They're getting the supply from other resources, from other places. They don't have to commit. The biggest thing for them is, it's crazy. They have fear of commitment, yet they have fear of abandonment. They have fear of commitment, yet they have fear of abandonment. So what do? They incorporate the two. That's why they bounce around. That's why they're the ones who try to discard you first. Because at the end of the day, I don't really want to commit with you, but you have something that I want. You have something that I want. You can give me something. You can make me feel good for the moment. You can make me feel good because you compliment me. You're constantly attentive and you buy me things and you do things for me. You're being the genuine person. You're being the genuine individual in your relationship. They don't mind taking because they'll take and they'll take. But a lot of the time, if you notice, if they're not asking you flat out for certain things, they're not coming to you and saying, buy me a car or buy me these new shoes or buy me this or buy me that. If they're not telling you directly, they're not asking you directly, you better believe they will do things subliminally. They will say things subliminally because at the end of the day, if you go and you do all of these things for them, okay, you do these things for them, when the time comes, and if you try to be like, well, listen, but what about all the things that I've done and so forth and so on? Well, I never asked you for those things. You got those things on your own. I didn't say buy me this and get me that and get me this and get me that. That's how they get you too. That's how they get you too. Someone told me to stop talking about the ex. That's invalidating. Yeah, Angela. Yep. They will say things subliminally to plant the seed in your head so oh, well, that's what they really want. That's what they really want. And and I want to make them happy. They know you want to make them happy. They know you want to, keep them smiling. They know you want to make them feel good. Okay. So what do? Instead of asking you flat out, they'll give you little indirects. They'll give you little clues and little seeds here and there. And when when the discard comes and they do all of these things and you're saying, well, how could you treat me this way and how could you do this when I've done all of this and I never asked you to do anything. I didn't ask you for these things. I didn't ask you to listen. listen listen hold on one second. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I'm gonna make this clear to you guys, okay? You don't have to stay, and this is important. It's okay. So please understand something. I have been no contact I bumped into him on the streets, and that was like the last time we actually had contact, which was like almost 2 years ago, about 2 years ago or so. I have been no contact. And what I've learned is this: you can talk about the situation and you can talk about what happened between the two of you. You can talk about these things because it helps other people to understand what they are going through. Now, if you stay stuck on it, if you are too overly emotional about it, or if you're still attached to it, that is when it becomes a problem. That's when it becomes a problem. And I'm going to make this abundantly clear because I know a lot of people tend to think that they just moved on and that's it. They move on to the next one. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay? No. And it doesn't have to be a year from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Okay? No. They don't just move on from you. They're just basically putting you on ice. This is why they try to attempt the Hoovers. This is why they try to, but if they know that this is why I told you guys, if they know that you know who they are and they know that you know what they are and what they do, what they're about, they know that you're going to reject them. That is why they won't come and Hoover you back. That is why they won't bother with you. Okay? If they know you know they are a narcissist, they are narcissistic, They have these tactics. They're doing these things. You know these things. They will not try to hoover you back because of the fact of you will reject them. Okay? And being as no one likes rejection, a narcissist cannot handle rejection. They cannot handle being embarrassed or feeling like a fool. They can't, especially by someone whom they've discarded, which is why if you discard a narcissist, they become intensely obsessed with you because you were the one who ran the discard first. It wasn't them. Talking about it, there is no big deal in talking about it because at the end of the day, if you're not attached to the situation and you're not attached towards the person where you are not expressing feelings of anger and resentment and pain and sorrow, you're simply speaking on it because, again, your story helps other people. Your story helps other people. Some other people out there are going through or have gone through or will be going through what it is you have gone through. As long as you are detached from the situation and from the person, you can speak on it as much as you want, which is primarily why when I do a lot of my lives and I use myself as an example and the things that I have gone through, if you notice, I'm detached from the situation. I'm no longer affiliated with that person. I am no longer in those feelings, nor am I in that same place that I was when I was dealing with that person. And it helps a lot of other people. And, it lets victims know you can continuously talk about it until you are completely detached from it. One of the problems that a lot of victims have when people go through these motions, they have friends, they may have family members, they may have, certain people in their lives that we're not listening to them. We're not allowing them to vent. We're not allowing them to talk about it. And because they're telling them, you need to just get over it, that person moved on, why can't you do it? They're being insensitive to these people's feelings. That's why a lot of victims ruminate because they don't have any direction. They have nowhere to go. They don't know how to handle or deal with these situations. So when you speak on your story, you speak on your exes, you speak on the family, you speak on these things, there's a difference between being attached to it and being detached from it. Because you can speak on it all you want and not be attached to the situation. Because it lets them know, listen, they can sit there and be like, oh, well, that person's giving me plenty of attention. But remember, you're not watching them. They're watching you. You're not looking through their social media. They're looking through yours. And even though you are speaking on what it is that you're, what situation you have gone through, you are speaking from a point of a survivor. You're not speaking from the point of a victim. You understand? Yeah, Rose. Rose says there was a time when I just couldn't stop thinking of him and it frustrated me. I just couldn't let him go because you were still attached. You were still addicted. You were still in that, you were still going through the motions of it all. Detaching from someone that you're accustomed to being with is very hard. It's very hard. I correlate a narcissistic discard, the feelings you have after a discard, with losing someone to death. That's what I correlate it with because you were so used to being with that person, being attached to that person. You were accustomed to the morning text. You were accustomed to, the good night text. You were accustomed to being in the bed with them. You were accustomed to a lot of different things. Now you got to detach from all of that. So now with detaching from all of that, it doesn't happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. These people were already detached when they got involved. There's a big difference there, guys. They were already detached when they got involved with you. You were the one who attached to them. You understand? That's why it's so hard for you to let go, and it's easy for them to give the impression that I'm happy with someone else, when the reality is that they always intended on you to be attached to them. So while you're still trying to break free from the attachment, and yes, it is hard to let go of that attachment, they're out there lollygagging and dilly-dallying with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or every Rose, Chrissy, and June out there. No, you guys remember, you have to, when they say detach from situations, because when you detach, you're pretty much releasing, you're pulling out all those cords, those energetic cords, those spiritual cords, you're pulling all of that out and you're detoxifying now. So just remember, if you were in that stage of, I can't understand why I can't let this person go, why I can't stop thinking about this person, why your level of thinking of this person and their level of obsession are two different things, two completely different things. Hi, Robert. So we have Robert. Robert's from you're from my TikTok, right? Okay. Yeah, there you go. You don't have to look like when you're speaking, when you're speaking on, yeah, guys, I let people on TikTok know, the awesome people that are here on YouTube. Robert, there's usually more people here, but some people couldn't attend. They usually catch it on the stream, but you'll meet a lot of awesome people here too. But yeah, guys, listen, if people try to tell you, you're still valid, you're still validating them, by talking about it, by speaking your story, by speaking up on things. Oh, well, you're still validating them because you're still talking about it. No, 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 because I'm creating awareness, and nobody noticed, but I'm creating a certain type of awareness. And I think that, given that you have spent so much time being invalidated, being, pretty much pushed to the side, inconsidered, not really regarded, your feelings really didn't matter. Your feelings weren't really, as important as their feelings or their thoughts or their wants or desires or what have you. Continue to talk about it. But speak from a space of, I'm at peace and I accept what happened, but there are other people out there who are going through this, who are confused, who don't know what direction, excuse me, what direction they should go to, and if my story can help other people, I'm going to give my story. Because at the end of the day, how would you be validating them if they weren't watching you? How would you be validating them if they weren't monitoring your social media and they weren't listen, they weren't on your shit? Okay? How would you be doing that? And they're sitting there claiming, oh, I'm living my life. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time. I'm partying. I'm drinking. I'm hanging out with people. I'm doing me. I don't give a damn about them over there. So how the hell is it that you know what's going on over here if you don't really give a damn about what's going on over here? Thank you, Robert. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And he could be, he could testify. This past week's TikTok was really, really, it was really good. It really, really was. We spoke to a lot of different people and got a lot of different people's input, and just, It's all about awareness, guys. That's what it is. It's about awareness. Speaking your truth is helping to create awareness. It's helping other people to learn to look for certain signs and certain, certain red flags. Don't be ashamed to speak your story. Don't be ashamed to speak your truth, because all of this happened, and look at where you are now. Look at where you are now. Look at what you're doing with yourselves now. So if anyone tries to sit there and tell you, oh, something, don't feed him fuel, you're not feeding him fuel. You're not. You feeding them fuel is going and smearing them. That is feeding them fuel. You feeding them fuel is going to their shit and looking through their stuff. That is feeding them fuel. But you speaking on the truth and not giving a damn about them and what they say and how they feel and showing them indifference, nah. You're exposing, you're testifying, and you're helping create awareness all at the same time. All at the same time. I can't remember the last time I dropped a tear for that situation. That's how far behind me I put it. Because it does not matter anymore. It doesn't matter. I learned the lesson. I understand what happened. I learned the lesson. I don't trust any of those people. I don't trust anyone affiliated with this person. I don't trust this person. I've seen their true colors. What more do I need to know? What more do I need to see? Nada. It's nothing. It's just, it is what it is. I don't go looking for this person. I'm not sitting there smearing their name. I'm not calling them names. I'm not, pointing out truly embarrassing details of the situation, because at the end of the day, that would be bordering petty, and I'm not going to do that. But I do express the things that have happened, the things that have transpired. Yes, I do talk about it. And amazingly enough, with talking about it, there are several other people who've experienced, if not the same exact thing, very similar. So talk about it, guys. Create that awareness. Your story creates awareness. Your story helps other people. It helps to guide other people. When you were lost and you were alone and you didn't know which way to turn and you didn't know how to feel and you didn't even know where to begin, what was the first thing that you guys were doing? You were listening to other people's stories. You were listening to other people's accounts of the situations they've gone through. It's a cycle, and we have to continue the cycle. We have to continue with moving forward with it. Angela said it. Sometimes it's good to just listen to other victims to reassure them that they are not alone in this and that they are telling the truth about what happened to them. Absolutely. Until they get to that point. This is in stages. This, guys, is in stages. It's, you may have been a victim. Sorry about that, guys. You may have been a victim, but you get to survivorship. People get to survivorship. And when you get to survivorship, it's because you have come to that point of acceptance. You've accepted what happened. You've accepted that this is the true person that they are. You've accepted so many different things. Listen, and I say this for myself, okay? What I don't allow to exist in my reality does not exist for me. It does not exist for me. So if that person, if this is who this person truly is, and that was their whole, their whole take of things as far as how they handle things on their end, I've accepted that. It is what it is. What am I supposed to do about it? And I moved on. And I moved on so much to the point that I've learned to love myself, love my peace, love my solitude, love my life. And I've learned to just let things come to me in God's timing. That's it. Compared to being a codependent person who was latching on to toxic people or people with toxic behaviors because I was afraid of being alone. just for the sake of saying I have someone in my life. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Be proud of where you are too, guys. Be proud of how far you've come and where you stand in your lives right now. How are they so good at masking up those cruel feelings they feel? Well, oftentimes it does slip through the cracks. It does slip through the cracks of the mask. The problem is that a lot of victims who are in these relationships are because you are experiencing a sense of cognitive dissonance. You have lost touch with reality because, you got to remember, in being traumatically bonded with these people, right? You have seen the ins and outs. You have seen these behaviors through those cracks. And the only reason why it appears that they are so good at covering it up and hiding it is because the majority of the time the victims are blamed for the reason why those little spurs of the moments happen. Think about it. When you guys go through something, or you got bumpiness in the road, or they're being aggressive, or they're being cruel, and they're being hurtful, or they're being dismissive, or they're being avoidant, or they're doing all of these things, it's because they're deflecting. We take the deflection, and because we've associated their bad behaviors, their attitudes, their inabilities to properly communicate, their inabilities to show sensitivity and empathy in certain situations we've endured, we've associated their responses to these situations with us causing these situations to happen. It's always been there. But a lot of victims refuse to see it because of the immense gaslighting and the brainwashing and the internalization of these abusive actions. And coupled with the deflection, not taking accountability. Have a good night, Rose. Have a good night, sweetheart. No, Stella, we don't. People don't deserve to be anyone's punching bag. You don't deserve to be anyone's punching bag, emotionally, psychologically, physically. You don't deserve, listen, no one deserves to be anyone's punching bag. No one deserves to be anyone's scapegoat. No one. But because of everything that they have learned while simultaneously enduring certain things in their lives, because you appear weak to them, because you appear to, have empathy and sympathy, all of these things that they really truly don't know much about, that's a sign of weakness. It makes you an easy target. And it makes you prone to, to taking in the bullying. Because what was your response when you were getting these things throughout your relationship? What was your response to them? You were questioning them. Why did you, say this, or why did you do that? Don't you care about me? What did I do to deserve something like this? And, lo and behold, they're going to find excuses. They're going to find reasons as to why they acted the way they did. Hi, O. And you know something, Robert? I'll tell you. When it boils down to certain things, listen, I always say it this way, okay? People are like the seasons, right? They change. People are capable of changing. And this is not any way, shape, or form, an attempt to try to bash people for deciding they're no longer, because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Creating all this awareness. Listen, I've had people from fake accounts. I've had people, because I got people gang stalking me. It never freaking ends. It never ends. I got people trolling. It doesn't end. But the big thing they sit on is all of you people are just bitter people because these people didn't want to be with you. These people didn't want to have a relationship with you, and so forth and so on. And let me tell you something. Number one, with my newfound mind and attitude and how I am, I beg no one to stay with me. I'm not begging anyone to stay with me. The day you ever want to walk out the door, I will hold it open for you. I'm not begging anyone to stay with me. I don't have an issue with someone deciding I no longer want to be in a relationship, or hell, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. That is not the issue. And that's the thing that people don't understand. They think that we are being pissed off because they don't want to be with us anymore, or that no. Because the same way I got you, I can get the next one. It's not that big of a deal. It's not about that. It is about the fact that you literally try to play me for a fool and then try to keep me as a friend, and then go to other people and tell other people the reason things ended was because of this person, not because of me. I have a problem with that. I have a big freaking problem with that. Plus, the fact, not to mention the relationship, all the scapegoating and the projecting throughout the relationship, and the trauma bonding, and the emotional manipulation. I won't even say abuse, because not everyone endures emotional abuse, but the manipulation of emotions, the manipulation of situations, the manipulation, the total abuse of using just gaslighting. You have got to be kidding me. And you're going to sit here and tell me that I'm mad, that I am mad that this person didn't want to be with me anymore? Let me tell you something. I'm not an ugly person. I am not an ugly person. And my personality rocks. And the reason that person did not want to completely let me go is because if I actually understood that about myself, if I actually had self-love, the love that was given to me in that relationship, I would have seen it for what it really was, and I would have actually probably discarded them or left them to actually go for something that I truly deserve. Listen to me carefully, y'all. Because people want to be, they want to be all, pessimistic about how this whole ordeal comes about. And at the end of the day, I am not going to sit here and say, did it hurt me? Yes, it did. The fact of the matter was that I loved this person. I was in love with this person. And it's okay to admit that, guys. If you were in love with the person, it is okay to admit that, because you cared. You're human. But to sit there and call me bitter when I'm the one who contributed 95% of that relationship, when I am the one who was projecting nothing but good things onto that person. And listen, yeah, well, let's go further. We all had our insecurities, right? We all had our little trust issues. Everybody does, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, okay? I had trust issues, and I still chose to give that relationship a chance, an opportunity. I was not going to take out on that person what someone else from before did to me, okay? But when it gets flipped around that I'm the one being too much and overbearing because I'm asking questions about certain things, and it's like, oh, who are you to ask me questions? I'm the one who has to ask you questions. You don't ask me questions. Oh, no, I have a severe problem with that too. But of course, I'm going to be, this imagery of me is going to be, she's insecure. She's insecure. She's accusing me of things. I didn't accuse you of anything. I'm asking questions. That's the whole point of communication, is when you ask questions. And the difference in my relationship when it boiled down to it was, I asked questions, but he told me, he was literally speaking to me as if he knew what I was doing. I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing, like in an accusatory manner. Trust me, guys. You guys are not bitter. You guys are not bitter. And I will double confirm that for people who are just a little too pessimistic or a little, they're not optimistic on with regards to what the situation is. It's not the matter of the person doesn't want to be with you. It's not the matter of the person doesn't want to continue a relationship with you. It's not the matter of any of those things, because again, feelings can change. People change. It's the matter of you breadcrumb me, after you go and you gaslight me, after you go and you pull narcissistic rage on me to put fear into me, because you want to keep me at a distance, you want to push me away. You sabotage this whole entire thing because it just became too much for you, or you got bored, or whatever the case may be. And yet you had no intention. One, you had no intention on truly committing, but the crazy part is that you had no intention on completely letting go. This is why they don't give you closure, guys. They don't give you closure. They don't give you clarity because they have no intention on letting you go. So when the time comes that you do not respond, you don't react to certain things they're doing, when the time comes that you are no longer initiating contact with them, you're no longer going to their pages or checking in on them or trying to communicate, you're no longer doing any of these things. What's the next thing? Oh, now they feel abandoned by you. Because now it's like, oh, this person's not reaching out to me. This person isn't saying anything. Why the hell should I? That was my attitude. Why the hell should I? I saw everything you were doing. I saw everything that was going on. And you really must have thought I was some real pendeja that I'm going to sit here and continuously try. No. Once I saw, because I'm one, guys, I don't accuse people unless I actually have the facts. I have the proof. That's just the way I am. So with me being that way, it's a lot harder for me to walk away from a situation, even though I'm being gaslit, even though I'm being told one thing, but it's really something else. Yeah, it's a lot harder for someone like me to walk away from situations like that, because it's like, I don't have valid proof that this person is Listen, the nasty attitude, the crudeness, the covert abuse, the gaslighting, the deflection, you name it. That's enough. That's enough proof. That is enough proof for anyone to just say, you know something, I'd rather take my chances being out there on my own, or take my chances healing from this bullshit that I just went through and actually getting the help that I need to help break me out of this so I don't have to endure it again. That's it. Yeah. Yep. Robert says, the one who shine get the hate from those who are jealous of our progress when they struggle or don't want us to do the same. You're right. You are absolutely right. When I started my platforms and I started, doing more with the channels, and I started just, it started off with, I didn't even know how to edit my videos. I didn't know how to do anything, nothing. It was my first time ever considering this. And I prayed on it because I said, am I doing something that's, going to help people? And I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't really think that I was going to, but what good are you if you don't believe in yourself, right? It's just pretty much, you have to put that belief in yourself, and you have to do it with conviction. People who can do these, listen, there are two types of people who can do stuff like this. One are the people who actually gone through the emotions, gone through this, okay, and really want to help people, and they believe in themselves so much that they speak with conviction, and they do their best to try to help other people. And you have other people who do it because they just want attention. So you know what? Let me just copy off of somebody else. Let me bite off of somebody else. Let me just do these things and pretend that I'm someone that I'm not. Okay? You guys, the viewers, the victims, the survivors, the people who've gone through it, you guys use your judgment. You guys sit there and say, this person's legit. Because now that you've gone through everything, your eyes are wide open. Your eyes are wide open. So open you can see in the damn dark. And you decide what it is that you're going to, you understand? You decide who's legit. You decide who's not. You decide who has your best interest. You decide who doesn't. When I started doing this, you know, it started off really slow. It started off really small, which is any kind of content creator, especially when you're starting from the ground up. Nobody knew me. Nobody knows me. You know, I'm just a simple girl. I'm a simple girl from, you know, from Queens. Like, you know, nobody really knew who I was. And over time, I just kept, you know, I kept the faith in myself. When I started doing it, people didn't screw with me. People didn't mess with me. People didn't bother me because they looked at me like, oh, what does she think she's doing? Where does she think she's going with this? She's not going to get any attention, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She's just a bitter, sad girl who is hurt, you know, and she's just, you know, she's just trying to cause attention for herself. But when it started building up, and it started getting up there, and it started getting more attention, and it started getting more people coming in and more people noticing and creating more awareness, that's when they started getting scared. That's when they started talking shit about me, okay? Someone, I can tell you guys straight up, a lot of you already know, someone went to my ex's family member and told my ex, my ex's family member, you need to show Erica's content, Erica's videos, and they did it from a fake page. You need to show this to your family. You need to show this to the person, blah, 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 because look at what Erica's doing. Let me tell you something. I'm not scared of anybody. I'm not. I told you guys, I said it earlier, don't throw stones at me if you live in a glass house yourself, because I will throw the bricks. I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm not afraid to speak my truth. I'm not afraid to speak the truth. So when people want to shut me up, people want to silence me, what do? They leave the comments, they troll, they do all these things, they create fake pages. Now they're monitoring me because in the beginning it was, oh, Erica's this little small, you know, this little small person. She ain't going to go nowhere with this. She's not going to do anything with it. It's not going to make much of a difference. And then what happens over time? Listen, what's meant for me will always be for me. And if God wants me to do this, I'm going to do this, especially if he approves of it. And that is what I'm doing. So now people are starting to get a little, okay, wait a minute. She's getting more views. She's getting more followers. She's getting more interaction. This is happening. That's happening. What's going on? So much so to the point that someone had to make a fake page, go to my ex's family, which, by the way, I already know who it was because there's only one other person that I can possibly think of who would know to go specifically to a family member because none of my friends know this person's family. None of my family knows this person's family. So they go and they literally try to throw me under the bus when the reality is all my platforms are public. All of my platforms are public. The only two things that are private is my Instagram and what's between my legs. That's it. But because they see what I'm doing and they see everything that's happening, oh shit, she's talking about this and she's talking about that. And mind you guys, I don't mention names. If you guys notice, I don't use names. I believe in anonymity. I'm not going to sit here and call people out specifically, but if they want me to, sign a release form. I'll be more than glad to do it. And they try to get the family to come and look for me. You know, and I had, at that point in time, I had one or two options. Is this something that they want? They want me to react. They want me to react. They want me to react, not even respond. They want me to react. They want me to get mad. They want me to get out of pocket. They want me to act on these things. So what do? Instead of reacting, I don't go to people's pages. I don't go looking for stuff. Instead of reacting, what do? I come back even harder and I go even harder and I do even more and I continue and I continue. Guys, you guys know my mouth already. So for anyone who's new here, please don't take offense to the things that I say because I'm just simply, listen, I'm a New Yorican. It's just the way it is, okay? At least you guys know that I'm real with it. I keep it completely 110% transparent and honest with you guys. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. But they do these things. They do these things and they try to get that person to come out to me and say something to me with regards to the content that I'm doing. Mind you, I never used anyone's names. But I guess a guilty conscience is starting to eat at people. And because people have guilty conscience, what do? They want to shoot the messenger. You're not coming for me. They're not coming for me. And at the end of the day, I could have just been like, oh my gosh, no, maybe I need to back off. Maybe I need to back down. No, for what? For what? I don't have a guilty conscience. I'm not the one who's stealing from people. I'm not the one who's cheating on people. I'm not the one who's lying. I'm not the one using. I'm not the one abusing. I'm not the one manipulating. I'm not the one doing any of these things. I am simply speaking on things that happen to be hitting the nerves of other people. That's what I'm doing. And again, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to believe that people are not watching me when they're becoming reactive towards things that I am doing on my own platforms, in my own time, with my own peoples. That's why I tell you guys, be careful because they do watch you. Absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. And that's exactly what I did. And I continue to do it. I continue to do it. I did speak my piece. I said what I had to say. I said what I had to say on it. And I said, you know something? Since they want to really try to put me out there, and they really want to try to listen, people will try to do things to cause you harm. They will try to do things to cause you harm, whether it be physical or spiritual. Okay? Because you got people who dibble dabble in that stuff, in that stuff. And they wanted to cause a problem. They wanted to cause some kind of maybe a fight or an argument or something. They wanted to cause a problem. Okay? And they tried to this is what triangulation is. Okay? This person created a fake page, went to my ex's relative, okay? How did that person know to go specifically to my ex's relative? How did they know to go specifically when no one on my end knows these people? No one knows them. These people are not the Obamas. Nobody knows them. So how did they know to go from the fake page to the relative, and then the relative comes to me? What does that look like? Isn't that a triangle?
Mm-hmm. Triangulation.
Right? Comes to me and tells me, tell your followers to leave my family alone and blah, blah. What? I don't even know my followers like that. I never met them. So how do they know you? No, what you need to do is go back to that person who happens to be affiliated with my ex, who knows of me, and you need to speak to that person because that person is trying to cause problems. That person is trying to cause trouble. Okay, and little do they know, okay, you go ahead. It reminds me of the Medea movie with Homecoming. He's putting all the fuel on the barbecue grill, and then when you light the match, the whole thing backfires. That's exactly what's going to happen to people when they try to cause harm. They try to cause damage. If you could tell, I'm from Brooklyn. I use my hands a lot. I'm like, what's up? Talk, talk, talk. Absolutely, Stella. I don't listen. Jealousy is a disease. Get well soon. Smooches. Yep. Queen says they're so desperate, they literally go link up with your haters to talk about you together. And that's how they bond. Yep. That's why I don't bother. I don't bother. Listen, I'm pretty sure we're all and I love that. I love that post too. But we're all part of conversations at tables where we don't even eat anymore. We don't even eat there anymore. I don't even eat at your table. So why are you even bothering me? Why are you go home? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's what I say. Leave me alone. Okay? I am not bothering anyone. I am not going to anyone's home. I am not ringing anyone's bells. I am not doing anything to anyone. I am simply speaking on my truth because this is the truth. This is what happened. This is what it is. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what I have to say, stop watching. Stop watching. Robert says you had nothing to do with them, but because of the history, they start unnecessary trouble, and for what? Nonsense. I mean, this is what narcissistic people do. They like to cause drama. They like to start drama. They like to, cause chaos and issues in your life. This is what they like to do. Okay? That's all they're about. So, pitting people against each other, it's like, I don't have a problem with this person's family. I never had a problem with them. I've seen a couple of two-faces, but I don't have a problem with them. I just don't deal with two-faced people. I don't deal with people who do one thing or say one thing and do another. I don't deal with people like that in my life, period. And if I don't deal with people like that in my own family, why am I going to deal with people like that in other people's families? No, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, of course. Of course. And they go to the lengths of creating fake profiles, trying to, because they clearly cannot have people let people, know I'm monitoring, I'm watching, I'm stalking, I'm doing these things. So they have to go other routes. At the end of the day, I listen. I don't know about you guys, and I probably shouldn't say this out loud. I don't know if my father is here. Guys, sometimes my father does join the lives and he sits in the background. So I don't know if my dad is here. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not afraid to smack a bitch. I'm really not. Like, I'm not. Okay? I I grew up in some of the most craziest like neighborhoods, and I had to learn survival. I had to learn how to survive in my life. Granted, I didn't know how to survive in my relationships, but at the end of the day, I'm really not. So that's what I tell Amanda. I tell Amanda, what do I tell you? Please do not have me around your ex, because I'm telling you, with the stuff that Amanda has gone through, Amanda has been through a lot. And I give it to her, man. I give it to her because she has experienced a lot. And she gave me the privilege of writing her story, which I'm gonna probably because there was some stuff in there that you did not mention to me that I think you left out purposely. But I left it's up here. So now I'm gonna revise some stuff in your book.
And I keep telling you new stuff, and you're like, what?
Yeah, she has been through a lot. And when she was expressing, matter of fact, yesterday when she was expressing to me, she was telling me some more stuff. I was getting so pissed off. I was just beyond
outside walking.
I was beyond pissed off, guys, because the level of disregard and yeah, no, Robert, I'm very like I'm just ah I'm a girly girl, don't get me wrong, but and I love everybody, and I try to keep it as exactly, Angela. Exactly. I try to keep it as professional as I can, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you know that everybody who's professional got a little bit of fucking hood in them too. Everybody got a little bit of hood in them, okay? I don't care where you came from. You could have came from the dirty South. You could have came from the West Coast, East Coast, even up north. But at the end of the day, everybody who is professional has the ability from turning, from 0 to 100 like that. Well, yeah, Queen. They've always had a form of obsession with you because the new supply is like a temporary fix. They're a temporary fix. That's all it is. It's nothing permanent, which is why they don't want to let you go. Okay? It's just a temporary fix. They just, they go through it because, they have all intention on, recycling you. This is why they want to be friends with you. This is why they want to stay a part of your life. They want to just, oh, can we still be friends? Can we still be in each other's lives? Let's not end it on a really bad note because they have all intention on recycling you. This is why I tell people, please do not, if you can, avoid being friends with exes because first and foremost, you stay friends with exes, you date other people. These people are not going to be genuinely happy for you that you're with someone else. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, they're not going to be genuinely happy for you because if you end up finding happiness and they don't, that's going to be like a big conflict of interest. All right, and when it boils down to a narcissist, come on, man, they want to just keep you around so they can keep you in their back pocket. That is it. That is it. Okay, and when my ex my ex did not ask me if I wanted to be friends when the discard came. He didn't ask me, I'm sorry. He didn't even say, I'm so sorry, Erica, but can we be? No. He said, if you can't accept my friendship, I don't know what to tell you. With such freaking conviction, guys. I was like, whew, okay. Okay. Like his cojones hit the ground. It hit the ground and it must have done something like kind of like what the Incredible Hulk would do to the ground when he smashes like and just creates a big crack and a big hole in the ground. That was how it was told to me. It wasn't even said. It didn't even say, can we just be? No, if you can't accept my friendship, I don't know what to tell you. All right, go. Cool. And yeah, Robert, you know what? Trust me, I know for a fact. I knew what he was losing. I don't think he knew what he was losing. I knew what he was losing. And at the end of the day, a lot of people, I'm not God's gift to men. I'm not, guys. I am nowhere near being God's gift to men. But I know when I am perceived by God as a blessing in someone's life who had a really shitty lifestyle and a really shitty background to boot. But you know what? God giveth, God taketh. And, that person completely sabotaged the entire thing. So much so to the point that I don't trust that person anymore. And I don't want to be around that person. And, that's just the way it is. I got to see different people. I got to, meet different people. But in the process, I got to see what type of people they are. My spirit does not sit well with those people. So I'm not going to deal with them. Absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. Yeah, Queen, you got to be careful with that, honey. Be careful with that because they become so possessive and so controlling and so obsessive that they don't want to see you with anyone. They don't want to see you with anyone else. Listen, I can't sit here and say that this person is stalking me, although I've been seeing a lot of cryptic messages lately, and I don't know, and you already know how I feel about that. I've been seeing a lot of cryptic messages lately, especially in places where I'm often like I frequent every day. And it's crazy because for me, it's like, could it be possible that these are messages like cryptic or, subliminal type of messages that are being given to me? I don't know. I don't like to drive myself crazy with things like that. But it's kind of like when you are used to being in a certain spot every single day. And I'm standing at the bus stop every single day. I stand at the same spot at the bus stop every single day. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all these cryptic messages around me. And it's like, what? Like, it's just weird, like it can be coincidence or it can be, I don't know. But I see things and I'm just like, you know what, man? I want to be left alone. Like, seriously. You get to that point, guys. You want to be left alone. You don't even want to be bothered. You don't want to be bothered with. You don't want to be, bothered with anything. Because if they're going through something in their life, this is why I tell people, you can't try to save everybody. Okay. You can't try to listen. If someone is going through the fire, you have to use discernment, because as much as you may want to try to save that person may be going through their karma, because you don't know what these people have done to other people before you. You don't know the entire situation. So if they're dealing with, certain things in their life that is just detrimental for them, and it seems like, oh my gosh, like, when is life going to get better? They may be experiencing God's wrath. You don't want to get in the mix of that. You really don't want to do that. Okay. So we all have to be very, very careful when it comes to trying to, save people and help people and, get involved. It's sad, but that's what we have to do. I agree. Yeah, Robert. I am definitely way better without I don't deal with the drama. I don't deal with the baby mama. I don't deal with the mama. I don't deal with none of them. None of them. As far as I'm concerned, I've taken full control of my own life, which means that given the circumstances of prior events, I don't take shit from nobody. And I do not answer to anybody. So at the end of the day, I'm good. Yes. Robert says you can meet someone, but you'll see what habits they have or causing to others. What's in the dark comes to light. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like look at their behaviors in private compared to their behaviors in public, right? If they treat you one way in private, and if you pay attention, you'll notice like, certain attitudes and demeanors. But if they're in public and they're around, like, say, friends or just other people in general, if they're in public and you see a totally different demeanor, a totally different disposition, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Yeah, Queen. Even after living with them and having a baby, you still don't know them. You still don't know them. And if you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist or a complete manipulator, it just doesn't. You're not dealing with the true individual. And remember, guys, the type of narcissist you could have been dealing with was either, the scapegoated type of narcissist, or the more golden child, the more entitled type of narcissist. Okay, so everyone, is not going to be dealing with the same type. All right. I am pretty sure I've dealt with more so the scapegoat types, and even if they weren't narcissists, they were narcissistic. They were narcissistic. Okay. Even if they try to show you otherwise, no, no. I should have learned certain behaviors. I should have learned at that time certain signs and just the certain ways they spoke to me, the way they would talk to me condescendingly, rude, or not even, they weren't speaking with me, they were talking down to me or talking at me. And I think one of the reasons why I enabled these behaviors was because the next minute the person was nice. The person was, being sweet and thoughtful and gestures and doing things that made me feel like, oh my gosh, this person is just so being so sweet to me, Be careful of that, man. Please be careful of that. Okay? For each time they're rude, they're nasty, they're crude, they are cold, they're distant. They use, sex as a weapon. Yes, they use sex as a weapon too, guys. Whether it be withholding or using it to get something out of you. They use sex as a weapon too. And it's like you push aside all of the negatives because of the so-called positives. You push aside the things, and that's how the trauma bonding forms. That's how it forms, because it gets to the point that you are enabling and being completely passive aggressive. You are no longer thinking for yourself or standing up for yourself. And what do they end up doing? They end up reversing everything onto you. They end up reversing everything onto you. My ex told me, did I tell you? He told me, I feel like I'm losing myself with you. I feel like I'm losing myself. I feel like I'm losing myself. And I'm like, what? I can understand someone feeling like they've lost themselves if the other person was being abusive and being, but the reality of it was that I was losing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was losing myself. He was just getting bored with me because, listen, it's a lot of work to be with me. It is a lot of work to be with me. And that's because I know my value. I know, I knew then there was something about me, but now it's way more work. It's way more work. I bring the damn table. What are you bringing to put on it? Straight up. Like, and I think, when they try to reverse that onto you and they try to make you feel like, you're asking too much, you're asking for too much, you're demanding, or you're, being controlled. This is all a way to reverse it onto you guys. Okay. That's why, again, a lot of victims feel like they're narcissist, they're narcissistic, or they're worried that they're a narcissist. Trust me, if you're worried you're a narcissist, chances are you're probably not. But yeah, Robert, you know what? I'm like, it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I couldn't even, I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know what to say to that. I didn't know what to say to any of that. What do you say to someone who convinced you that you were being overbearing and you're not being understanding, when the reality, I look back at everything. I had to go back to that relationship. Once I started to heal, I had to go back, and I had to go back to the scenes of the crimes. I had to go back into that, risking being triggered. I had to go back into all of that to see everything standing outside of myself and that person. Because when you are the victim, when you're in that situation, you're not seeing it from like a third party perspective. You're seeing it with, whatever it is that they're projecting onto you. So I had to go back and stand there and look at everything, the whole situation of what was happening. And that's when I realized, I said, you know what? I can't. Edwin. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I am so happy. Edwin says, thank you, mommy. You helped me so much. I learned so much from you. I broke from my narcissist and your videos helped me. I finally have my life back. That's awesome, sweetheart. That is so awesome. You are very, very welcome. I am so glad. I'm so glad. That made my night. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were able to. It's hard. I know it's really hard. And anything I can do to help, guys, I got you. Anything I can do to help. And if I'm, you got me here, you got Amanda here. I know a lot of you speak with her when it deals with the emails, because a lot of, I'm like, I get really busy throughout the days, but she's been helping me a lot with everything. And just know that your emails don't go unnoticed. They won't go unanswered. Your messages will not go unnoticed, will not go unanswered. I'm about, helping people, because like I said, I know what you guys have gone through. I know what you're feeling. I know what you felt. And it's just about, it's just about getting on, healing and breaking these generational curses. But Edwin, I am so, so happy for you. Truly, truly am. Truly am. And look at that. You have so many people who are just so happy and so proud of you. Seriously, it's I know it's a lot, and you know, it takes a bit, guys. It does take a bit. Remember, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it's going to take some time. But with the proper support, the proper motivation, and of course the educating yourselves, that's most important. That's most important. That's what helps push you through. Yeah. Robert says, if a good one loses himself over a lady, he's in love. This goes both ways. A troubled one, they make you look like the bad one. Thank you. I thought I was going crazy. Thank you. Thank you for confirming that. And that is a man confirming this. Okay? Absolutely. Never stop learning, guys. Never stop learning. Continue to move forward. Continue to just look for the red flags. Continue to see through the bullshit. Keep the veil off, okay? Be like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay? If you're anything like me, I'll be like, what? I love my nails. Okay? I'm like, yep. What? Just scratch your eye out. I'm just so glad, guys. I'm so glad that, we have new members of the family. We have more people coming in, and just it's growing. It's growing. And I'm just so glad that, we can and you know what, Robert? Yes, you are, but you are one of the cuddly ones. You're like, I guess, like, I want to say Winnie the Pooh. I like Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, he's nice, and he's got a heart. I'm so glad that, everybody is just here, and, just being support for one another, being the support system that everyone else needs. And, like I say, guys, just know that I'm going to do my best and continue to move forward with it. I'm still working on these books. I want to get those books out, because I think the books are really also going to be very helpful. And I'm actually thinking, after writing the books, I might try to do an audio, so that way, for those who don't really want to read, but they'll listen to it. So I have a lot that I'm trying to accomplish. And, I give the glory to God, because without him, I would not be able to do any of these things. I really wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. Yes. So a teddy and a panda. Yes. But guys, hi, Dad. Oh, now my dad is here. Now my dad showed up. Or you've been here. I had an awesome time with my dad. He came over this past weekend. He came to see us.
No. Tell them what you did.
I did.
Tell them what you did.
Okay.
Tell them what you did.
Well, we're going to be closing this out soon, but
tell them what you did.
Okay. So what happened was, right, guys? My dad was here visiting, and we were talking, me, him, and Amanda, we were just chilling, talking and stuff. And I had showed him pepper spray, because he would know better of any, than anyone, if the type of pepper spray I have is good enough. So I showed it to him. I showed him the pepper spray. And as he's like, yeah, it should be fine. I said, well, look, let's test it. So I had a cup of water on the table in front of him. And I said, I'm just going to test it. So I'm spraying, I ended up spraying. I ended up spraying the pepper spray, because I told him it's the gel type. And he's like, really? He was like, it should be, but I said, well, let's see how it sprays. So I ended up spraying it.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up,
Go ahead.
I sprayed it in the cup. And what happened was
Mm-hmm.
that it kind of bounced from the water
Mm-hmm.
and shot up.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost choked my dad. I almost choked my dad out.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying not to. I was not trying to do that. I almost choked my dad out.
Mm-hmm.
But he's fine, guys. He's fine. He's perfectly safe. He's healthy. He's fine. He's good. It was not on purpose. I didn't realize it was going to do that. But at least we know it works. Because while it was in the air, the throat was starting to hurt a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. And my dad is I am a lot like my dad. I am definitely a lot like my dad, which I think is why I find myself having that discipline, where my dad is very, very disciplined. My dad is very disciplined, and he's the type that he's like, yeah, no, we're not doing this shit. We're not doing this. I'm not arguing with you. You could continue talking if you want to. I'll be all the way over there on the other side of town. Keep talking though. So I'm a lot like my dad. Oh, he's a okay, Robert. You're a Texas Navy veteran. My dad is Army. My dad is Army. Well, I have a lot of Army in my family. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, I'll tell you guys something. I love as much as I love my dad because I do love him with all my heart. I always mess with him too. I mess with him. I mess with him a lot. I enjoy it though. It's fun. I love messing with my dad because I know he loves me. Oh, Queen, yeah, and I think, listen, at the end of the day, it's important to have, clearly both parents, but I don't know everyone's circumstances or situation, and the best thing I can say with regards to those who either grew up with narcissistic parents or grew up with a parent who was extremely narcissistic and you know didn't have the other parent around, or would couldn't the other parent couldn't be around because that parent pushed the other parent away. you know just remember that whatever had been done, whatever had been transpired, don't internalize any of that. Truly don't. Truly don't. Okay? People treat you based on how they feel about themselves. People do things based on their own selfish needs, their own selfish wants, they're just their own selfish actions. All right? So please don't internalize anything is with regards to people. The way people treat you is because there's something wrong with you. No. How people treat you is because they treat you crappy, it's because there's something wrong with them. So definitely don't. Queen, you got this. You got this. You got this. I mean, you have people here who are, who we help one another, and we have the Zoom meetings. We have, so you don't have to feel alone. You really don't. Okay? You have a lot of people here who care, and a lot of people who, just want to help each other get through it. We can be each other's support system. All right. So guys, we're about to close this out because I haven't had dinner and I'm starved, and I have to get some stuff set up for tomorrow. So listen, guys, tomorrow's Zoom group meeting. Can I bother you? My butt is asleep because I'm sitting in between the cushions. Tomorrow's Zoom meeting. It's a group meeting for tomorrow. Okay, and it'll be tomorrow, which is the 12th. It's gonna be 6 p.m. for the men and 8 p.m. for the women. All right. So if you're interested in joining tomorrow's Zoom group meeting, fellas, 6 p.m., ladies, 8 p.m. Send me the email, narcsurvival101@gmail.com.
How many spots we got left?
6 and 6.
We got 6 and 6. So we got 4 more spots in each. All right. Because the max people in a group meeting will be 10 people. Okay. And it's pretty much just a group meeting with everyone who just wants to sit down, bring drinks. We just talk, we support, we laugh, we vent, we cry, we do whatever. We do whatever. You could do it from the comfort of your own home. Okay. You could even wear your pajamas if you want to, you know.
And if you don't make it to this one on Saturday, we'll definitely send you the schedule. You'll see when the next one is.
Yes, if you don't, well, again, if you can't make it to the one for tomorrow, that's fine. Just let me know. I have a schedule. This is my calendar. All right. And I'll email the calendar to you. You pick what date. Wait. Okay, here we go. You pick what dates you would want to join a Zoom meeting. Okay. So there are different dates for the month of March. There are different dates. So if you can't do tomorrow, that's fine. There are other dates throughout the month. Just let me know. I also do one-on-one sessions for an hour. Okay. This month has already been booked though. Okay. I have 2. I'm doing 2 this month. They've already been confirmed. So I don't have one-on-ones, but hopefully next month I'll be able to maybe make room for a few more so I can have a few more one-on-ones with people. Okay. But again, if you are interested in doing any of the Zoom group meetings, you can do so at narcsurvival101@gmail.com. And guys, I just want to show you a little something. My son, I forgot to show them the picture. This is probably going to make you guys laugh. For International Women's Day, my son did a nice little paragraph, for me, for what makes a wonderful woman and so forth and so on. So they asked to draw a picture, okay? Draw a picture of a woman who inspires you in the box below. It could be someone you know, or it could be one of the women we've learned about today. So it says, I have drawn a picture of my mom. Okay. Do you see how this boy got my lips? Do you see this? I give my son A for effort because I love my bubs. I love them. I love them. I love them. But do you see? I know I have big lips. I know that. And I get it. And most of you have seen my videos and my pictures. But this boy, like, bruh, really? Oh, and no, this is not orange Oompa Loompa tanning. It's just because this was the only kind of marker he had. So
I guess he couldn't find the cream.
he couldn't use crayons. He was using the marker. Okay.
He gave you your suntan for the summer.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I need to frame it. Yeah, I will. I will frame it. Maybe, yeah. I figured because a lot of the time I wear my red lipstick, so my son pays close attention to detail. He's like his mom. Beautiful people, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family, because that's what you guys are. You guys have grown to be my family. You really have. And I am so appreciative of it. I'm so appreciative of the fact that I could just be here for you guys, be here with you.
Robert wants to know, did you listen to the song? I did play it.
She did play it, Robert.
Yes, I did.
She did play it. I have to listen to it.
Didn't listen to it.
I get so sidetracked. I'm sorry, but she did play it. But I know she won't make sure. She will make sure that I listen to it. Hi, Heather. Hi, sweetheart.
I've heard that song before, Robert. So
she did play it. I will make sure. She'll make sure. She'll make sure that I'm listening to it.
But I'll add that to the list.
You know what? All right.
See,
Okay, guys. I'm gonna have to fly Stella out here because she's gonna be my new sidekick. Guys, yeah, I'm telling you, we have amazing times though. We really have amazing times. And again, if you guys want to join tomorrow's Zoom group meetings, for the men it is at 6 o'clock. For the women it's at 8 o'clock. Send me an email, narcsurvival101@gmail.com. And of course, this goes for anyone who catches it on the stream. If you catch it on the stream and it's before, I would say by 5 p.m. tomorrow, so I can include you in it. And if not, if you're still interested in a Zoom group meeting just sometime this month, just send me the email. I'll send you a copy of the calendar.
The ones that are attending, that I know Kelly's in the room, Angela's in the room. We'll let them know. We'll be sending them the link probably 10 minutes before.
Yeah, guys, just for those who already confirmed for the meetings tomorrow, just be on the lookout with your email, because I'll send you the link anywhere between 10 minutes?
About 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes prior to the meeting, I'll send you the link, okay? Because these meetings are by invite only. I'll send you, so just please make sure you download Zoom on your phone or on your computer, whichever works for you. And I will send you the link 10 minutes before the actual meeting starts, so you guys have just the easy way to pass right through and come into the meeting. All right? Hi, Yashua. I'm doing well, sweetheart. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're well. I look forward to it, Stella. I have never tried Canadian chocolates, so oh my gosh. You better not eat them all either.
I already got the pictures.
Stella, tell Amanda she better share.
I put my dabs on which one.
You better share. Don't have me come here. I come home and then you be like, oh, the chocolates, what chocolates? You never.
I can't make promises.
So Stella hits me up and says, hey, did you get the chocolate?
I got a tracker. You'll get a tracker number. I'll get it. Who I can listen to.
Tell her she better share.
It is what it is.
But okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, my eyes are like, this is what I'm so used to looking. Hold on a second. Let me see something, because my eyes are looking all crazy right now. Okay, here we go. Yashua, I'm about to close out the live, because we started at 8. But just go back, honey. Go back to, it's just pretty much we're talking about reactive abuse, the discard, I guess you can call it reverse psychology in a way, like the abusive reverse psychology. We talked a lot about just a few different things, but you can just, you could take it, all the way back, and it'll bring you back to the beginning.
We're watching Dark Desire. It's a foreign film, but it's not a foreign film, but it's a little docuseries.
What?
Dark Desire, where they talk about narcissists and.
Oh, guys, if you want to, she's sending it to the address that I gave her, which means I will be the one receiving them first. Oh, the Zoom, Yashua, the Zoom is for tomorrow. So if you want to join, I have a session for the men at 6 p.m. And you just have to send me an email, Narc, Narc, survival, survival 101@gmail.com. Can you just re-answer that, please? Okay, so Amanda's going to re-put the email. Send me an email. I'll send you the info. And you can, either do it tomorrow or anytime throughout the month of March. Okay, I have the calendar there. I'll send it to you. And then you decide what day you'd like to do it. Okay. Okay, so guys, oh, by the way, yes, Amanda and I was watching this other show on Netflix. It's called Dark Desires. Okay. It's dubbed in English, but it's like a film that's based out of Mexico. Um, you guys might want to watch that. There's a lot of stuff in that, like refers to victimization, femicide, and things to that effect. It's a highly dramatic show, but if you guys want to watch it, definitely check it out. I know there's a lot of narcissistic people in there because I was getting annoyed with the damn show.
Yeah, we had to take a break. Getting upset.
But my beautiful people, family, friends, acquaintances, and of course, my gang stalkers. Thank you for being here with me tonight. Thank you for, just being a part of this whole thing and for just being who you are. If you weren't appreciated by the people who should have been appreciating you, you are damn sure appreciated by me. So I thank you so very much for you guys just making all of this possible, making it happen, and making it relevant, helping other people. That's the most important thing for me. I love you all. I hope you'll have a beautiful night. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow within their Zoom sessions. I will be here, same place on the spot. All right. So, fellas, 6 p.m., ladies, 8 p.m. Bring your wine, bring your shots, bring your beer, bring whatever it is you feel comfortable with. We're going to sit, talk, have a good time, vent, and be the support that you not only need, but that you deserve. Okay. And the support that, maybe you didn't get that before, you got it now. So definitely, absolutely, Angela, thank you so much. You have a great night too. Definitely, just do what makes you happy and bring whatever you like. All right, guys. So I love you all. Kelly, absolutely love you too, sweetheart. We will see you tomorrow. Love you all. Have a beautiful night. Have a great weekend. And for everyone who's new, who's joining the channel for the first time, please hit the like button on your way out. It does good for me because it helps actually push up the video to be seen so other people can see it. All right, guys. I will be here next week, same time, same place. And just for those who are wondering with regards to TikTok for next week, I will be Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 15th. Okay. So guys, thank you again so very much. Have a good night, Daddy. Love you. Thank you so much. I'm going to go eat. And you have anything you'd like to say? You have anything you'd like to add?
No.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Have a beautiful night. I will see you guys back here next week. And of course, love, peace, happiness, sweet dreams, God's protection, God's love, all that good stuff. You already know how it goes. Positive vibes, energy, all that good stuff to you guys. Much love to you all. I'll see you guys next Friday. Good night, guys.